Hello, everyone. I'd like to talk to you today about what happens in our Getting Things Done Level 3 seminars, which we call Focus and Direction. The Level 3 seminar is, in some ways, the culmination of everything that's gone before. If you've been to a Level 1 and Level 2 seminar, if you've been coached, you've been exposed to the core models, you've been exposed to some of the core ideas of getting things done, and in the Level 3 seminar, it all comes together. The topics that we go into in the Level 3 seminar are, for example, the idea of focus. We get into what does GTD enable when it comes to focus? And what we argue is, hey, look, GTD allows you to focus, right? If you're in a mind-like water state, if you're in a state of no distractions and the confidence that you're focused on the right things and nothing's getting too much or too little attention, that enables focus. And we go beyond that to talk about how do you focus, right? What sort of tools does GTD give you to encourage you to focus in the right way? We go then beyond that to talk about what do you focus on? How can you be sure that you're focused on, that you're focused at the right horizon in a sense? Are you getting enough time focusing on the tactical things, right? The things that you do all day, every day, the meetings and the agenda items, the things to talk to people about and the calls you need to make, the things you need to buy online, whatever those are. And at the same time, are you getting enough time at what we would call the higher horizons? In other words, as you make your way through your day, can you say that you struck the balance correctly so that the longer term things, which are not as urgent, but are equally as important, are getting appropriate attention from you? So we get into that. We also talk about why focus. What does it bring you? What sort of advantages are there in engaging in the kind of focus that we talk about? We get into a bit of brain science. We get into what we know and have learned in the last 50 or 60 years about the brain and how that informs what we recommend and how it reinforces what we recommend. GTD is sort of aligned with the way that the brain works naturally, and we talk about that. We also talk about, very concretely, if my goal is to create focus, how do I do that? In other words, and of course, in your Level 1 and your Level 2, you've learned all kinds of things about the things we recommend, tools to focus. So, for example, do you have a projects list? Do you have an agenda list for your boss? Do you have a waiting for list? Right? Those are all examples of tools which enable focus. But we go much broader than that in the Level 3, and we talk about, if I was going to enable focus on things that I want to identify with, if I wanted to maximize the chances that I was achieving those longer term, more strategic things in my life, what kinds of tools might I use? Would it be so-called treasure maps? Would it be affirmations? What kinds of tools would I use on an ongoing basis to ensure that those things were getting the right kind of focus from me? We spend a lot of time in the Level 3 as well on the higher horizons. In the Level 1, of course, what we're primarily focused on really is the next action level, and we make a little bit of, we talk a little bit about the importance of projects, which we call Horizon 1 in our Horizons model. In the Level 2 seminar, we were going up that Horizons model. We spent a lot of time focused on projects and a bit of time focused on Horizon 2, and then a very brief focus on the Horizons 3, 4, and 5, which are about longer term, more strategic things. In this seminar, in the Level 3 seminar, it's a deep dive into that longer term world. Where do you want to be in 3 to 5 years? What do you want to have ticked off as done in that time? How can you ensure that your purpose, whatever that is being reflected in the way that you are causing the world to unfold? So we get it, as I say, we spend a lot of time in the higher horizons. And then we spend some time talking about, okay, well, the horizons are, if you will, the perspective aspect of GTD. They encourage appropriate perspective thinking. How do you integrate that then with the idea of control thinking? And that's, of course, what you got into in the first seminar, right? The 5-phase model: capture, clarify, organize, reflect, engage. That model's primarily about control. So how do we take these two perspectives of GTD, control and perspective, and integrate them? Then we go beyond that and we talk about this concept of what we call dynamic steering. And what dynamic steering really means is, how do I deal with the world as it comes at me, as things occur to me, as, you know, whatever, the emails arrive, the social media posts arrive, you know, the Slack posts, whatever they are, they're arriving. How am I making sure that all of that is being handled in the most effective way? You know, as it occurs to me that some very high level outcome is something that is quite important to me. How can I make sure that I get that integrated into my world and maximize the chances that it happens? So if any or all of this sounds intriguing, please come and join us. You can find the dates for the Level 3 seminars on our website. And in the meantime, I look forward to being in touch. If there's anything that you think you'd like to hear us talk about in our various posts out there in the world, please do let us know. We take requests very, very gladly. And I look forward to talking to you next time. Bye for now.